Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. All right. So, I'm here to talk more about, even though I haven't really focused a whole lot on the two kids that are missing, I've sort of focused on the parents and everything surrounding them because I think it's a lot bigger than just the two missing kids, who I continue to believe are alive. And with um, with relatives. Probably the persons that I believe aren't really dead. I'm talking about J.J. Vallow and Tyler Ryan, and the relatives I'm talking about that they're probably with is Charles Vallow and Alex Cox and Tammy Daybell. And my theory is, my belief, my very strong belief, is that those three people fake their deaths and they're not dead. And so if I could just review something I was going over on my most recent video on this, I was taking a look at Alex Cox's Twitter account, which I just managed to stumble upon by looking at his brother's Twitter account, who's a radio personality, Adam Cox, who's on a radio program in Wichita, Kansas. I think it's 98.5 FM, whatever. And but before I do, my theory was a number of different things. This kind of started from the very beginning when I saw that Chad Daybell worked in a cemetery. It's the strangest thing that immediately sent up a red flag for me. I don't know why, but it did. And because he spent either a summer or a period of time working at a cemetery, the same cemetery where Tammy Daybell was buried, where he took her to from Rexburg, Idaho, to have her buried. All right, and he worked there digging graves and doing landscaping and stuff. And that's where he says he got a lot of his ideas for his books, because he had all this time to think while he was working, while he was digging graves. And his wife, Tammy Daybell, while Chad was finishing college at BYU, they both went to BYU. These are not stupid people. She worked for a cemetery, the other cemetery in Springville, Utah, the Springville City Parks Department, which basically I think manages the other cemetery. And she worked entering burial records, something like 100,000 different burial records. But immediately I got this idea that the both of them had a pretty good understanding of how the death process worked, and just understood it and learned it. Okay. And I made a big, and I don't even have the damn picture up here. I'll bring it up. I made a lot of fuss about this picture here that's been used in news reports that supposedly is Adam Cox, not Adam Cox, Alex Cox, the brother of Lori Vallow, the other brother of Lori Vallow that supposedly shot and killed Charles Vallow. And I was saying that looks so much different than other pictures of Alex Cox, and that I was suggesting that I had this idea that even though it was so bizarre, that the way they had faked their deaths is they got some persons, that basically would serve as body doubles to have plastic surgery before they, and they didn't know that they were going to serve as their body double. They didn't know they were going to be dead, in the scam. They probably would be told they were part of some other scam that was going to give them money, and my thought was that they were drug addicts, that they're fentanyl and heroin addicts that'll do just about anything for free heroin, and that was my idea. And I'm not necessarily married to that idea, but that was the idea I had, because this picture was just so drastically different than other pictures of Alex Cox. And even though it's close, that's the whole idea of plastic surgery. You would be able to make it look so similar to somebody, so that they could pass them off as that. And so when I stumbled upon Alex Cox's Twitter account and his Twitter account, which was started in 2013, March 2013, and he only has 6 followers. That's it. Okay. I don't think he tweets a single time. He tweets one reply to the Russian model who's got who's nobody. He's just messing around there because she's got 400,000 followers. I seriously doubt he knows her. But he only has 6 followers. That's it. Okay. And out of the 6 followers, 2 of them, one is his brother, Lucas Cox, which is how I found his Twitter account to begin with. The other is his sister-in-law, Nicole Bling, which is Adam Cox's wife. And then there's 2 down here who I don't know who they are. And you can see actually a Facebook page connect to it. And this person, Natasha Campbell, I have no idea who this is. But this is the one that shocked me, because this person has a business that basically reconstructs like aesthetic heads for whatever, for medical offices, for I don't know all the various uses. But I mean, you read his webpage, and he basically speaks of how he can replicate a skull and a face with 3D technology, 3D modeling, and so forth. So the fact that I was conceiving, and I didn't know this, okay? I just saw this after I had this idea that these people fake their deaths, and they managed to somehow use a body double and somehow get that body double to look like them. So when I stumbled upon this as being one of 6 of Alex Cox's followers, I found that pretty shocking, okay? You know? And at a very minimum, whether or not this person ended up being, serving in that purpose, I don't know. And it wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't. But at a minimum, it appears that Alex Cox was looking into the very thing that I'm suggesting that they did. Okay? And so, I mean, just to give you an idea, and I've read this in my previous video, but I'm going to repeat it. This guy, it's basically, this is my process on his website of his business. 3D modeling. All work currently begins with a complete 3D model built out from skull to skin before moving to the next stages. All 3D models are original work, hand sculpted and created in 3D software by myself. I never use pre-made models. I'm not interested in purchasing other anatomical models and using them to take shortcuts. And continues, and you can see the pictures. I mean, you get the idea, dude. The scanned model is then cleaned up in different software where it is retropologized. Excuse me, sorry, I passed it. 3D scanning. I am pleased to announce I am now scanning human models to increase the realism of the face and also capture the unique qualities of different ages, sizes, races, and genders. I can also scan specific people if you would like your model to be a client or person you know. Bones and other items can be scanned if needed for other types of projects. Models are scanned in properly controlled lighting conditions and then cleaned up, retropologized, UV'd, and textured. I don't know what those retropologized is and so forth, but I think you get the idea. So I found it pretty shocking that this person was one of 6 people that Alex Cox was following. All right, so that's my review. And I made a big deal about this video here that's popped up in a news report from Fox 10 Phoenix. I don't know if Adam Herbert's Fox 10 Phoenix is Justin Lum. I don't know if Adam Herbert's at Fox 13 Salt Lake City, reported on this as well. But this video stuck, I couldn't let it go because I kept thinking to myself, according to when it was uploaded, June 2nd, 2016, I couldn't believe that would make him 49 in that video, because he supposedly was 52 when he died. And to me, there's just no way that person was 49 years old. Like in this picture here, which is this on the right-hand side, is just a little screenshot of it. That would make that individual 49. I just can't see how that's possible. But I don't really care. I'm not here to necessarily debate that. What I basically found looking at this, and this is posted on Adam Cox, his brother, Lori Vallow's brother. Lori Vallow's maiden name is Lori Cox. Adam Cox, the radio personality, the person how I found his Twitter account. His producer is Kathy Dean. Okay, that's whose YouTube page this is. All right, and I've looked into her a little bit because I was looking into this video and why she had it and why she had it on her YouTube page. That's what's questioning. That's what I'm questioning here. Okay. But she was interviewed by Fox 10 Phoenix. Okay. They spoke with her, and I'll play you her speaking. And there's tons of videos on her YouTube page. Many of them are from as her work as a producer for 98.5 FM in Wichita, Kansas, being a producer for his brother, for Adam Cox, the morning show. And in this report, it says that, he did some work on the morning show, I guess in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not absolutely sure of that, but I'm fairly certain that that's what we're talking about here.
Kathy Dean remembers Alex.
So let me just play that. And I mean, this is basically what she says down here. It says, some remember Alex is in a more positive light. He's seen on YouTube video doing Looney Tunes impressions. That's the video right here, which I'm going to go back to and discuss more. But Kathy Dean, a former producer for a radio show he was featured on, says, in all impressions, he was a good-looking, funny guy. And like I said, charming. So, I mean, then this is her.
Cox as the funny guy she met while producing a morning radio show. She's shocked to hear about his death.
In all impressions, he was a good-looking, funny guy. Like I said, charming and...
Fox 10.
I'm Alex, and I'm going to be Looney Tunes.
Hear from JJ's former principal.
Go ahead and whisper it.
That's Kathy Dean right there.
And I'm going to be Looney Tunes.
An aspiring stand-up comedian specializing in cartoon impressions, Kathy Dean remembers Alex Cox as the funny guy she met while producing a morning radio show. She's shocked to hear about his death.
In all impressions, he was a good-looking, funny guy. Like I said, charming and...
Fox 10.
So, and reports only get a certain amount of time to make their, do their report. The news has many stories to cover, so everything gets cut off and stuff. And, she doesn't really, I don't know, Justin Lum doesn't sort of get into the fact that the reason she knew him, it was because of his brother, Adam Cox, and so forth. And I don't need to go into all that history so much right now anyways. I did in my previous video a little bit about his time in Sacramento, the woman who in a contest ended up dying because she drank so much water. It's not really relevant to any of this, this story. But it says there, as a former producer of a morning show, which she was, I guess 98.5 FM in Wichita, Kansas is, a station of the Clear Channel Communications Network. There's tons of, I'm a huge talk radio fan, even though I haven't been listening recently. I've been listening to talk radio from morning to night, 12 hours a day, on and off, for years, okay? Many of them are on the Clear Channel Communications Network, I believe. Whatever. But she worked there from January 2007 to August 2014. And, I think she still appears on the show, on weekends sometimes. She does interviews promoting her own new sort of endeavor called the Grid for Humanity, which is, basically she's a former addict. She says she's 33 years clean. She brings this up quite consistently in her videos when she's talking about herself and her social media, and in her business, her new endeavor, that she started in 2013 called the Grid for Humanity. It's kind of hard to nail down. She wrote a couple books. Some of it's about self-help. Some of it's about, helping people through addiction, and has various meetings. And, I think you can buy her manuals and you can schedule, you can, pay to participate in her meetings or have one-on-one consultations, whatever. A lot of her social media has, makes announcements on various AA meetings taking place in her area and so forth. But she stopped working at Clear Channel Communications or at 98.5, on a full-time basis in August 2014, okay? And that's a full 2 years before this video is posted here. This Alex Cox video of Best Looney Tunes Impersonator Ever, that's June 2nd, 2016. And I don't know this for a fact. I don't. But I have my instinct tells me that this video of him doing these Looney Tune impressions wasn't filmed anywhere near June 2016. That's what I'm suggesting to you. And that I think it was filmed probably sometime between 2007 and 2014. I don't know when. 2012, 2010, 2014, whatever. But my question to you is, why was it uploaded on June 2nd, 2016? And that's my question. When you actually look at these other videos too, to the best of my knowledge, most of them are actually in chronological order. They were uploaded when they were made. This is actually her appearing on, that's Adam Cox. That's Alex Cox's brother, who to the best of my knowledge still works for 98.5. And she's appearing on like a morning show, just not working there, just appearing there. And you can see on her website for Grid for Humanity, or Grid for Addiction, whatever it is, there's 2 different parts to it or something like that. You know, she shows where she's scheduled to appear on his morning show to do an interview. So she still appears at the station. She just doesn't work there full time anymore. But to the best of my knowledge, like I said, these are uploaded when they were actually done. You know, they're current. You know, like this live Macy Gray, that was November 12th, 2015 is when she appeared at that venue in Wichita, Kansas, and it was uploaded November 15th by her because she made the video. She was at the concert or wherever it was. You know, same thing. Banquet 2015, you know, that's from 4 years ago. That's when that happened. She uploaded it when after she recorded it. But this one, I think, I don't know for a fact, but I think this was made 2, 3, 4 years, I don't know, before it was uploaded. And I'm asking you, why? So that's pretty much it for that. And then I just want to, it's one more quick story that, is over at the East Idaho News. They're actually taking it from Fox 13, which is Adam Herbert's. I don't know if he's reporting this story or it's somebody else, Lauren Steinbrecher. But Adam Herbert's, which has reported quite a bit on this whole story, you know, he's Fox 13 Salt Lake City. And basically the point of this story is that the Daybell family refused an autopsy for the death of Tammy Daybell. Okay, and when they say Daybell family, I have to assume that means her children. That doesn't just mean Chad Daybell. So, you'd have to, normally, when somebody dies at a young age, because people don't just die out of the blue for no reason, at a young age, normally, unless I think there's a very obvious cause, or even when there is a very obvious cause, they're required to do an autopsy. So, and she was only, I can't remember, 49, something like that. But the family refused it. And the coroner basically just ruled her death by natural causes. And, if my mom was only 49 years old and she died, and I would want to know why she died. I would have wanted an autopsy. Okay. And so it says that at the time of Tammy's death, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office responded to investigate. Sheriff Len Humphreys said the coroner ruled the death as being from natural causes. He indicated their deputies didn't find anything suspicious, criminal, or out of the ordinary in their investigation. This is because the reason this is being reported is because a detective from the Gilbert, Arizona Police Department called, Rexburg Dispatch to get some information. And this is who, that's the conversation that's taking place. A Gilbert, Arizona detective and a dispatch officer in the Rexburg Police Department or the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, one of the two. So, he indicated their deputies didn't find anything suspicious, criminal, or out of the ordinary in their investigation. The dispatcher who spoke with Gilbert, Arizona detective after Tammy's death explained how it wasn't just the coroner who didn't want to press the investigation any further. The family did not want an autopsy, so they just went straight to the funeral home and the family refused an autopsy, she tells the detective. The detective clarifies that piece of information with the dispatcher. The family said they don't want an autopsy, therefore the coroner just signed off then and there, he asks. And then the funeral home took Miss Daybell. Another question, is that how that works? Yes, the dispatcher responds, that's pretty much how it works. A family refusing an autopsy isn't necessarily an uncommon occurrence, according to the retired Unified Police Department Deputy Chief Chris Bertram. The There's a lot of personal beliefs why somebody may not want it. He explained, he cited reasons like religious beliefs or not wanting to disturb the deceased loved one. You know, quote, on the other side, it may be a red flag that they are concealing something. Meaning, like, if you disturb the body, you know, their passover to the next world would be disrupted in some way or something, you know, the religious beliefs. I'm just illustrating that, you know, in sum, I think, you know, I am majorly in the ballpark. And I think there's a ton of you watching these videos who know it too. And that's pretty much the story there, dude. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.
Are you like done making